What's the mood of the team?
We're really just hungry for that first win, and that's pretty much the mood and the goal right now. Because everybody you ask around the locker room, everybody's just hungry to see what they can do to contribute to get this first win.
You guys have played like winning defense the last couple of weeks as a senior, and after the New Mexico game, how does that feel for you guys to just improve every week?
That New Mexico game was a big wake-up call because we got a lot of talent on defense, and it's okay to have the identity as a defense to want to carry the team. That's what championship teams do. Their defense is a strong point, no matter who you're talking about. Especially in an offensive-driven era right now, everybody wants to be offensive heavy, but defense is ultimately what wins a football game and gives you a winning season. And after that UNM game, it kind of was a wake-up call. So that's what that was our goal, is to just continue to improve. I mean, we're still not exactly where we want to be, but we're getting better, and that's all you can ask week after week, is to continue to get better. But when you say winning defense, we had an opportunity to win that game, and we didn't on the defensive side of the ball. This has nothing to do with the offense. It was 13-13 with 6 minutes left. With the ball on the 20-yard line, no matter what team you're on, that's an opportunity to win a football game for a defense. A big stop right there could have, no matter what the offense would have done, we would have gave them the ball on our side of the 50. So it's just opportunities like that we got to learn how to capitalize on, because the game was a good game. We held them to 7 points in the first half, including the field goal we gave up early, which gave them 10. So. You got to look back those one or two plays that at the end that you can't afford them when you give those away in the first half. So we gave some of those away in the first half, and then we gave them again in the second half. And in order to be a real dominant defense, you got to eliminate those mistakes, because it was only one or two plays that just mental errors or missed tackles or something that just gave them a 50-yard or 60-yard gain, which we can't have as a defense.
Yeah, what was the call on the screen? Why were they able to get loose? Because I think that was maybe their biggest play of the game on offense.
Yeah, we were getting after them all night, and I kind of feel like they felt that, and that screen, screens are meant to slow a D line and slow linebackers down, and we were manned in the back, and when you're man to man, the thing is about those man to man that coach kind of drills in our head. If you're going to play man to man, you got to have effort to the ball, because if one guy misses a tackle, it can't be a 60-yard touchdown. And that's one of the things I say, that's focus, because he talked about that. We actually, that was written on the board. That was a focus point of our defenses. If we're going to play man to man, and if we're going to be aggressive, and in order for him to be comfortable enough to be aggressive, we have to have 11 guys to the football. So if a guy does miss a tackle, it isn't a 70-yard gain or a 60-yard gain. So that was like I say, that was one of those mental laps and one of those focus errors that we got to improve on as a defense to really be dominant.
There was a personnel change, but also it just seems like more of a focus in the back end. So taking away the big passing plays that hurt you guys early in the season really hasn't happened the last couple of weeks. Can you talk about how the secondary is played behind you guys?
Yeah, Spaz turned it up times 100, and he always talks about practice, and we were giving up those plays at practice, and it wasn't a lack of talent. It really wasn't a lack of effort. It was just like you said, focus. It was a lack of not paying attention to what everybody else on the field was doing, and I feel like the past couple of weeks, the DBs have been one of the leaders when it comes to let's make sure we're doing everything crisp, everything sharp, because at the end of the day, like I said, it wasn't even at UNM. It was a lot of big plays, but we would stop them and get to third down every time. It's just those one or two or three plays that turn into touchdowns that make the day look horrible. So it's just, you got to stay focused 100% of the time on defense, especially with teams that want to take shots and just kind of bait you in. And so it's just big plays that was getting us early. But like I said last week, we grew. We just got to keep growing with that, because if we can eliminate those big plays, we'll be a real good defense, because we're on our way to doing something real good, as in stopping points, stopping yards, because it was a big step this week.
What would be a successful second half of the season for you guys? Obviously wins, but
Yeah. Continue to get better, especially as a senior. That's the only way to dig yourself out of holes. You can't say, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna just put a bigger goal in front of you than you can actually handle right now. The biggest goal for us is just to continue to get better because, like I say, if we get better on defense, we'll be really good, and because we're getting better. And if we just eliminate those mistakes that we made last weekend, we can stop people to under 15 points every game. And when you're holding offenses under 15 points, it's only a matter of time before we start racking up those wins. But that's on the defense, and as a middle linebacker, that's my main focus right now is to just keep growing and try to keep people under those goals we have set. Because if we can play high level defense, wins are going to come regardless.
What did you see from Javan Fergurson last weekend?
He's a playmaker, and he's always had it in him to make plays, but everybody knows sometimes it just takes experience to make those plays. You can be there. He was always one step away. He was always one gap away. But I felt like this week he kind of that experience came together, and he got a little more comfortable. And like I say, everybody's getting hungrier, and that's one thing you see when I wouldn't say desperate, but it's a hunger that everybody wants to see what they can do to help us get this win. And you see guys step up that you didn't see earlier in the season because they feel that pressure to make another play. So, I talked to him throughout the week. He had a great week of practice, but he was just hungry to make more plays. And that's what we all preached to each other. We were like, we're in the right spot. We just got to make some more plays. And I think that's overall, including Devin, that's what helped us have a better defensive game. Not great, a better defensive game.
Does he remind you of yourself a little bit?
Yeah, he's young. He's gonna have a great career here at New Mexico State, and the fact that he's starting early, like I said, experience. That's the best coach. You can talk about all you want, but if you're playing college football games week after week after week, eventually you're gonna start noticing things. You're gonna adjust to the speed, and you're just gonna get better as a football player. And the fact that he's starting this early and having great games like he had this early, imagine what he's gonna do later on in his career.
Javahn, how hungry is this team? How dangerous is this team because it is so hungry for that first win?
I feel like that when your back's against the wall, that's the time a team is the most dangerous. And I feel like we're the most dangerous we've ever been, even after the first couple games. We are, with the excitement leading up to the season and after game, not going our way. Sometimes it's just not a wake-up call, but it keeps eating away at you because you know you're talented. And that's the thing. If we weren't talented enough, it wouldn't be that hunger. If we didn't have the weapons, if we didn't have the opportunity to do what we had to do, it wouldn't be that hunger. But we have the weapons. We have the guys on offense. We have the guys on defense. We're just so hungry to show the world what we can actually do and put that together. So we're super hungry for that first win, and we're super hungry to face up against Central Michigan because it's the middle of the season. We're only 50% way through, and we have a lot to accomplish, and it will get accomplished as long as we just keep being hungry and keep working.
what do you make of the Central Michigan offense? What do they want to do? What are they good at?
I feel like they're old school. They passed a lot in a couple games against Miami and Eastern Michigan, but I feel like they really want to run the ball. They want to sit down in a pro formation with a pistol back. They have two really good running backs and an O-line. I feel like that's the strongest part of their team. Yeah, their offensive line. So I think they want to just hop on their backs and try to play football. But like I said, for a middle linebacker, I love games like that. It's an opportunity for me in the D-line and the front seven to step up. And when you have people who want to just punch you in the mouth and try to come straight downhill, you can set the tone. Because if you stop that, it gives the offense confidence that if they move the ball, we can have a good game against them.
So they're not going to spread the field and take shots like a Liberty.
That's what we want them to do because we've been playing that great. And once we spread them out, I feel like we're in a great position. Like I said, against Miami and Eastern Michigan, they had to spread it out because they were down in the hole real quick. And I think after the second quarter, they kind of got away with what they were doing, which is why they kind of got away from Yeah, they want to get on the ground, though, and I feel like they want to run the ball, and they will run the ball the first 10 plays of the game. So if we get the opportunity to stop that, it'll be great.